Good morning. This is cause number 2021-24948 in the interest of Ansley Martin. All parties and witnesses, please raise your right hands to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes.
All right, sir. Please state your name and your relationship to the child.
I'm Eric Michael Daniel, and I am Inslee's father.
All right. And representing the Attorney General, State of Texas.
Andrea Eoff.
Court will note that the non-custodial parent, Cheyenne Summer Martin, is not present. She had previously filed a request for court hearing on September 23rd, 2021, and was given notice of this hearing by certified mail, return receipt requested, which was delivered on April 28th, 2022 in Houston, Texas. And she is not checked in or made an appearance. Is that correct, Ms. Eoff?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Further, the presumed father, Sean Patrick Walker, was personally served on June 18th, 2021 at 11:06 a.m. at 901 East 5th Street, Cleveland Unit in Cleveland, Liberty County, Texas. And he has not filed an answer or made an appearance. Is that correct, Ms. Eoff?
That's correct, Your Honor.
So we will proceed by default.
Thank you, Your Honor. Before we begin, we'd like to ask that the court take notice of the genetic testing results on file. They exclude Mr. Walker, the presumed father, from being Inslee's father, and they also find that Mr. Daniel is 99%, has a 99% probability of being Inslee's father.
Court will note DNA test report
All right.
would reflect that the alleged father, Sean Walker, is excluded as the biological father of Ansley Martin, who is the child, the subject of the suit, and that Eric Daniel is in fact not excluded as the biological father of the tested child, Ansley Martin. We'll proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state would like to call Eric Daniel.
Okay.
Mr. Daniel, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Will you please state your full name for the record?
Eric Michael Daniel.
And will you please state the name and age of your child?
He is 2 years old on May 10th.
And her name?
Inslee May Summer Martin.
All right. And Mr. Daniel, Cheyenne Martin is Inslee's mother, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And would it be fair to say that Miss Martin has abandoned Inslee?
Yes, ma'am.
When did Miss Martin leave Inslee in your custody?
August 17th of 2020.
And has she attempted to visit Inslee since she left?
2 times last year, around June, and it was at midnight though.
Okay, so twice Miss Martin has attempted to visit your child at midnight long after she had gone to bed. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you deny her those visits at that time?
No.
Okay, what happened when she came to visit?
She just came over and watched her while she was sleeping, and then was talking to my friends. And then she had left after that.
Okay. Has she ever made any threats regarding Inslee?
What was that?
Has she ever made any threats regarding Inslee?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you explain those threats to the court?
Whenever I had first taken her from her, or when she abandoned her and I had taken her, she was threatening that she would kill us, me and my family, if we didn't give her back, and that she would come over there and beat us up and stuff like that.
Do you have reason to believe that Miss Martin is a danger to your child?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you explain for the court why that is?
Because she has constantly been on drugs and living on the streets, and I don't think she's a fit mother to her.
And are you aware of what kind of drugs Miss Martin uses?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is that, Mr. Daniel?
Methamphetamine.
And does Miss Martin have a history of homelessness?
What was that?
Does Miss Martin have a history of homelessness?
Yes.
Does she have a history of criminal activity?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you describe that for the court?
She has a history of drugs, theft, and I believe identity theft as well,
Mhm.
and threatening to burn someone's house down.
And do you have reason to believe that she may be currently facing charges for human trafficking in Del Rio,
Yes, ma'am.
Texas?
Yes,
But
ma'am.
to your knowledge, she is not currently incarcerated, correct?
Yes, ma'am. To my knowledge, she was not.
All right. So based on the homelessness and drug use and Ms. Martin, do you believe it would be in Inslee's best interest if you were her sole managing conservator?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Are you asking the court to adjudicate you as Inslee's father and appoint you as sole managing conservator and Ms. Martin as a possessory conservator?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Because of the testimony you've given us regarding Ms. Martin and the danger that you feel she posed, are you asking that the court order that all periods of visitation she has with the child be supervised by you or a competent adult of your choosing?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking that all of these visits and the exchange of the child occur at Hyde Elementary School located at 3700 FM 58 League City, Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking that the court order Ms. Martin to abstain from alcohol and controlled substances 12 hours before and during her visits with your child?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking the court to order that her periods of visitation be 1 to 5 p.m. on the first, third, and fifth Saturday of each month after she gives you at least 7 days written notice via email at ericd9916@gmail.com that she intends to visit?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
And do you believe
Is
this?
that, I'm sorry, is that 9966?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. And do you believe that a visitation schedule like this would be in Inslee's best interest?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we're going to start talking about some financial and healthcare aspects now. You are currently providing health and dental insurance for Inslee through a private source that's not your job, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And it costs $146 a month for health insurance and $19 a month for dental insurance, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you are aware that the law says we can only ask the court to order Ms. Martin to pay up to 9% of her gross income for health insurance and 1.5% for dental, correct?
Yes, ma'am, I'm aware.
So based on that limitation, are you asking the court to order that she pay $113 in cash medical support and $19 a month in cash dental support beginning July 1st?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Now, we know that Ms. Martin is not currently incarcerated, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
But we don't have any evidence of her income. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
And are you asking the court to order child support for her based on minimum wage presumption in the amount of
Yes.
$202 per month beginning July 1st?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And has Miss Martin ever given you any money for Inslee since she left?
No, ma'am, she is not.
And to your knowledge, has Miss Martin had any long period of incarceration since she left to now?
No, ma'am.
But she has been arrested a few times, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
But to your knowledge, she bonded out shortly after arrest each time?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
All right. Are you asking the court to give a retroactive support against Ms. Martin in the amount of $5,038 for the time period between September 1st, 2020 and today?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking the court to order her to pay that back at $76 a month beginning July 1st?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you gave us some testimony earlier about some of the threats you've received from Ms. Martin. Do you believe
Yes, ma'am.
if Ms. Martin has your phone number and address, if it's in this court order, that you would be subject to future harassment and threats and abuse?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Are you asking the court to make a finding of non-disclosure and keep that information confidential?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are you aware that Ms. Martin has asked the same of the court regarding her information?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you object to the court making a finding of non-disclosure and keeping her information confidential as well?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And are you also asking the court to change Inslee's name, Inslee Mae Daniel, today?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right. If the court were to enter an order that contained all the things we talked about today, do you believe that would be in Inslee's best interest?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Are you asking the court to approve and enter an order to that effect today?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Thank you, Mr. Daniel. We'll pass this witness.
All right, the court will
Thank you.
approve the order submitted. Thank you very much.